We are live, and let's start with the intro. Podcast time. Today it's me, Creative, and Polos. What's up, Creative? What's up, Polos? Say hi to everybody watching on YouTube.
What's up,
Hello, YouTube.
What's up, YouTube?
Right? So,
Hello,
I mean,
YouTube. This is Rockin' Polos. Sorry.
Oh, and this is Creative. Yeah. And then the other guy, SoCal Horny Badger.
social horny badger.
Social horny
Social
badger.
horny badger. So I feel like today there's like a lot to talk about, and there's like not a lot to talk about. It's like we've gotten a whole lot since last week, but we also haven't gotten much. Like we got the Rain trailer, and it showed some stuff, but it still left a lot of questions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is that a wake-up 3 that Rain does when he goes, when stuff phases through him?
Yeah. Well,
I'm wondering about that.
I'm
I was
wondering
looking at it. It
about the
doesn't look
change to
like
the
it.
wake up. I called that in my reaction video, and I think I was one of the first people to call that out on YouTube, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
this is literally... Oh, yeah,
It-
on YouTube?
it-
Yeah, you were probably the first one I saw.
It looked like wake-up buttons, if I'm being honest.
No,
I don't know.
dude, there's
The
a
delay
new
wake up.
animation, dude. There's
Yeah,
like an
for when you
entirely new
delay.
everything. She
She
That-
looks
that's
up
like the
while she's
biggest thing.
on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, when everybody saw that, like, everybody just, like, forgot Rain for a minute.
right?
I hope they don't do that.
What, the
Oh.
new animation for delays? Oh, dude, that's like the biggest change for me. I couldn't give two shits about Rain once I saw that. I wanted to
It
make
also
my whole
looks like
reaction
they,
video about that.
Yeah, it also looks like that they like kind of removed some of the invincibility frames on Wake Up, which would kind of get rid of Wake Up buttons, or at least to an extent. So
Well-
it wouldn't be like Liu Kang Wake Up 1, 2, 3, and you somehow get hit even though you meatied. It's like that's gonna feel so nice.
Well, it
But
looks
that's
like
if it's that
yeah,
way.
it looks like they took the invincibility if you delay, and that there's now a
Yeah.
tail. That's what it looks like to me in the trailer. It looks like now when you delay, they have a different laying down animation, and so you can see that they are delaying. And then once she gets up, she's not even fully up when the water ball hits her meaty.
Yeah. So it just looks like that she couldn't even wake her only option there was to wake up with block.
Yeah.
And seeing that I was like, ooh.
Well, it's hard to say whether or not she was really in the wake up animation or if he hit her on frame 1 when she was hittable.
See, that's what I was thinking about too. Like,
Because
I
it
know
could have
that
just been
it
a
looks
well-timed
really
meaty.
good.
It is a trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a trailer, they want everything to look perfect. So, like, we'll never really know until we actually get an update or we actually get news on it.
That's why I feel like this next combat cast is going to be pretty fucking big. Like, they'll probably cover Rain, but they're probably going to hint at like big mechanical game-wide system changes. They may not reveal
Yeah.
everything, but I think that they're going to at least say, hey, there's a lot of shit. But, I mean, that's big. To me, that was the biggest thing in the trailer. I even said that in my reaction video. I was like, yeah, Rain's cool, but, like, if this is what I think it is, and I kind of underplayed how hype I was because I knew, like, it's a Rain trailer hype. Like, everybody wants to see Rain.
Yeah.
They want to hear what I think about Rain and my opinions and all that. But, honestly, once I saw that, I was like, dude, I don't give two shits about Rain at this point. Like,
Yeah, like we were all hyped for Rain, but then it's just like we saw that, and it's like, oh wait, let's forget about Rain for a second. Because I mean, going into the Rain trailer, we knew it was Rain. We weren't expecting to see hints at a new mechanic or a mechanic change.
Well, and also it's Rain. Like, if it was Rambo that they did first, I think people would have been more interested in what's going on because it's a new
It's
thing
Rambo.
entirely. Yeah. Whereas with
Yeah.
Rain, it's like, dude, like he's a character from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on Sega. Like, his moves have been around for a while. We kind of know what he's all about. Like, there's going to be a lightning bolt. There's going to be a super kick. Like, there's not much that they were going to do with Rain that would be too surprising, because if they were going to change him up that much, it's like, well, at that point, why even call him Rain? Like there are certain things that are expected with that character. So we knew we were going to see super kick or some variation. We knew we were going to see water ball and we were going to see lightning bolts. So that wake up mechanic was the thing that no one was expecting to see.
Yeah. And to be honest, like I'm somewhat surprised that Rain was in the game because not only did they say like they won't repeat DLCs, but I think what had me the most surprised was that Shang had Rain's super kick, and then they still had Rain in the game. Like I felt as if Shang having some of Rain's moves almost like deconfirmed him. So I was actually really happy to see he was getting put in.
Now it actually confirms him. So
yeah, so now it makes you wonder with the rest of the characters that Shang has.
We're probably getting Reptile, Smoke, and Ermac.
I would really hope for Reptile and Ermac. I mean, they already appeared in the crypt. And let's not lie, Ermac's design, even though he just died in the crypt, he looked so cool.
He really
isn't
does.
Ermac like unkillable? You can just get a new soul or something.
No, actually, he's dying. That's his lore, is that he's dying. That's why he looks like a mummy.
I think they'll add those 4 ninjas and maybe add an original ninja.
I'm also hoping that they add in Cyrax and Sector, seeing as how they're already in the game and have movesets. They just need some variations and customization. And if we get customization for those characters, if we get them, we better get human Cyrax. I want that shit.
Yeah, Cornrow Cyrax was dope. Cornrow Cyrax was
so
dope.
cool. He was so fucking cool. I didn't even like Cyrax that much, but in MK9, the second I unlocked that skin, it was the only thing I wanted to use.
I like how he threw bombs instead of shooting them out of his chest.
Right? I don't know if we're going to get the robots now. I mean, they've been data mined for a while in the game. Like,
or did you see it with Deoxys, how he was playing on PC and he was able to use the robots?
Yeah, there's a mod on PC, but the Thinny, right, the well-known leaker, or not leaker, he's a data miner. He didn't leak anything.
Modder.
Yeah, he's a data miner, and he data mined that Sector was on the playable roster. Like, that there are files putting him on the character select screen. They have, like, intro and outro dialogue, like they have announcer voices and stuff like that for Sector. And so that's why everybody thought the robots were coming with Ultimate. It was like, oh, shit, all the files are there. And then they're not. So
yeah,
people are like,
they could just be coming later, but you never know.
They might be the second half.
Yeah, at least that's what I would be hoping for.
I would be down for the robots. I feel like MK, like the robots are kind of, like when they're not in the game, it feels wrong.
There's a demand for them.
Yeah. And to be honest, if they wanted to be like lazy about it, I guess, they could literally just do Triborg again. Because Triborg was pretty cool, and I know he got a good reception.
No.
Triborg got such a good reception in MKX, so I wouldn't even be surprised if they were to bring him back. I don't think they would do him as DLC in 2 MKs in a row.
I hated how they downgraded Smoke, and it's just one of the Triborgs.
Yeah, well, Smoke deserves to be his own character. I guess Cyrax and Sector were they were almost one and the same since they were kind of on a team, or they were always together.
I've never really cared for Rain. I don't really see what the big deal about him is. But
I like Rain,
like that,
but like I feel like if they're gonna bring back a lot of those characters, I think Human Smoke would be the one that they bring back. Even though I prefer Robo Smoke and I liked Triborg Smoke, I feel like Human Smoke is kind of like the iconic Smoke. Like when people think of Smoke, they think of the Gray Ninja. And like he's got a bunch of fans. He had a redesign in 9 that was taken very, very positively. Like people love they love Kakashi Smoke. You know what I mean?
I fucking love that version. Yeah, I love that version of Smoke. But even him with his mask, like just Human Smoke in general, I really like him. That hair.
So I think if they bring back Smoke, it should be Human Smoke. They've already done Robo Smoke. I'm hearing rumors about like Cyborg Smoke, like he's kind of like half human, half robot, like Frost. I think that would be cool.
That'd be interesting. I
think that'd be a cool
because he can still have hands.
I mean, you could give him a Robo Smoke skin.
Yeah, that too.
If they made him a half and half cyborg hybrid, then that would satisfy both sides of the fan base because they could just do the skin route, like you're saying, like have him have a robot skin and a human skin, and it doesn't really matter. You know, like it doesn't mess with the lore because he's like a half cyborg.
Yeah, they don't really have any cyborgs in the game though. They only have like the full turned into robot guys.
Yeah,
And then the only
well,
playable one is Frost, isn't it?
yeah, I think they were trying to go in the direction of Frost being the cyborg, like replacement. Like we're not going to have the cyborgs in the game. We're going to have Frost. But like the problem is she doesn't have like the iconic cyborg look. Like she doesn't look like the Predator.
No.
She doesn't have the
Yeah.
BMX racer outfit. And it's like they should have given her a classic costume that looked like the MK3 cyborg ninjas to really lay it down like, yo, this is the cyborg representative.
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
Kano looks the most like a cyborg in the game.
With his one skin.
Yeah.
Well, I think that skin is cyborg from DC Comics. They should have called it the
Well,
cyborg.
Oh, that is true.
Well, I mean, just in
Yeah.
general, he looks like the most cyborg.
Yeah, but he looks
Yeah.
like Cyborg from Injustice.
Cyborg
like,
himself.
That outfit looks like Cyborg. He even has the eyepiece that looks like Cyborg.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
Sector
He does.
Sector and Frost, like they're both like full robots because, like, she throws her head at you. So
Yeah.
That too.
I would be totally down for them to add the cyborgs. Like I've been on record several times saying that I'm down for any like
Cyborg.
previous MK character to come back. Even the ones that sucked. Like I'd be cool for Drummond and I'd be cool for Su Hao to come back because like looking at how they're redesigning and rebooting old characters, like who would have thought Bo Rai Cho would have been fucking cool, and yet everybody loved Bo Rai Cho in X.
I did not.
Yeah, like there's so many
Ugh.
characters that they made them cool based off of the design, and
Don't give us.
they
another
would have
farting
been
character.
bad. Like I feel like Drummond, they can make him really cool.
As long as he doesn't fart.
I would be down for fucking Su Hao. Like I know he's a meme, and I know people like kind of request Su Hao like as a meme, but I'm like serious when I say, dude, I'd be down for Su Hao to come back just because like you see how, dude, look, even like right now, those of you listening as a podcast, as you should, aren't seeing what's on screen, but like I have AI battles running whenever I do these, and like Noob Saibot is on screen, and Noob Saibot went from just being a bland, generic, boring fucking just all black dude to like
No,
they redesigned him to the Green Reaper. Like I'd like to see that treatment
Yeah.
to Su Hao.
Yeah, they made a lot of characters very cool, even though they they got no business being cool.
Right? Like I
I'd like
think this is
another-
the time.
I'd like another original character, to be honest. I think they did good with Geras and Cetrion.
Honestly, I disagree. I think this is the first game where I thought the new characters were whack.
Really? I kind of like them.
I like Garrison Collector. Cetrion was kind of like.
Well, I don't like
She-
Cetrion, but I think she's kind of popular.
I also feel like
She
he was kind
is.
of a wasted opportunity in the story, but that's the story. People don't care about that.
I
I
care
guess
about the
we'll-
story.
Is that the only 3 new characters?
Yeah.
I think so, right? Oh, yeah.
No.
But
Most forgettable villain.
I was gonna say
Booyah.
Fujin, but no.
oh, I forgot to turn off the sub alert. Thank you for the sub. We're doing a podcast though. Like I don't know. I feel like Collector out of the new characters is the coolest. Like Garrus to me is kind of bland and generic. I was a little let down with his design. Like
Gears fits in with the whole time travel aspect of the story.
I
But
feel
they
like
could
now
have
that
done more.
Chronica's gone, he has potential. Like I feel like with Chronica being gone, and since like essentially speaking, he's not dead based on the story. So like I don't know. I'm just curious if they were to put him in another game, what his role would be, since he was really only there to serve Chronica. Like what, like the fuck is he gonna do now?
But that's why I play with him, though, because I agree with his story.
of what? Serving bald white women?
being being a simp to white woman and existing throughout time.
Like, I think he's a cool concept. I feel like they kind of like, because I feel time manipulation is something that's really unexplored in fighting games, like a character that tries to win with the timer. I mean, pretty much the only characters that really affect the timer as far as a match goes are zoners. And I always felt like it would be cool, like a cool mechanic to have a character that manipulates that. And Garrus kind of does, but not to the extent that I was hoping they would go forward with, like adding time to the clock or removing time from the clock, things like that. Like a character who doesn't try to win by knocking you out and depleting your health bar, but a character that tries to win by timing you out, by either speeding up the clock or slowing down the clock when he's got a life deficit. And I feel like that's a win condition that doesn't get explored. It's in every fighting game. You win by timeout, but nobody really like manipulates it as like their primary way of winning.
The
And
worst
I felt
part though
Garrus
is
could have
Garrus
been
has
that.
a special for it. Like Garrus actually has a special that can change the time on the clock, and it's funny because it's not in any of his competitive variations.
Yeah, and I feel like that's such a cool mechanic to bring to fighting games that no one ever really like. I think Fantasy Strike has a character that does that, but that's about it. Like it's, when you think of fighting games and you think outside the box, nobody really thinks of the timer as like as a piece of the puzzle. And I was let down by Garrus because when they like initially announced him, they were like, "Oh yeah, he's a time manipulator," and I was like, "Wow, that's so cool! No one's ever done that." And really, at the end of the day, he's just like he started out as just kind of a oppressive rushdown, and then now he's just kind of an annoying zoner. And it's like, like they took a character that was so unique, or like a concept that was so unique, and they just made him a regular ass fighting game character.
Yeah, if only he had a magic hat to throw.
If only everyone did.
Imagine Garrus wearing a hat.
He'd look fresh. He'd look so good. Instead,
Or
he
in a
has Rey
polo.
Mysterio's mask.
Or if
Okay, I
anyone
could
wore a
actually
polo.
see him in a Rey Mysterio mask. I could
Right?
see that.
See him doing 619s. Fucking
I mean, the
summoning
dark side-
fucking turnbuckles with his sand.
The dark side skins were pretty cool though, but granted they were just DLC.
Yeah, he needs some better masks. They need some more mask skins.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I felt Garrus was unused potential, and I felt like Cetrion was just kind of, like,
I still like him.
as far as Cetrion's playstyle, she's really, really, like, cool. Like, I feel like she's probably one of the least brain-dead zoners when you play her that way, but, like, she's, I don't know, she's just a fucking avatar.
I can change your mind on Garrus.
Nah, you can't.
What
No, you can't.
His gauntlet is called the Executioner of Caligula.
He's still like the
That's pretty
bland,
badass.
dry
Wow.
character to me. Nah,
You love Caligula.
I do love Caligula, but I just feel like Garrus is fucking boring. He's just a boring character, and a huge letdown to me. He was
I
the
feel
one
like I'm
character I
loud,
was
yeah.
gonna main too. When they announced the game, I was like, dude, I'm gonna play that guy. Because I found that concept so interesting of manipulating time. I was like, how can I make that work? And then, no, he's just a grappler, mix-ups, zoning. Like, he's just kind of, he doesn't really bring anything new to the table. They could have left Garrus out of this game, and I don't feel like anything would be missing.
Well, there would have been one less guy to get killed repeatedly in the story.
Except the main villain.
No, I mean mechanically. Like, in the story-wise, yeah, Garrus is kind of a big deal. But I feel like mechanically, if you took Garrus out, like, he doesn't really fit a play style that is, like, missing or unique. Like, if you took away upgraded Jackie, it's like, okay, yeah, we're missing the Pixie play style entirely. Like, she's the only one that does that. Like, if you take away, like, you take away Johnny Cage, and it's like, all right, man, like, it feels like something's missing with Johnny Cage's play style of being like the Ryu of the game. Like, it feels like that's missing. But like, if you took Garrus out, like, nobody would be like, oh man, there's one less grappler. Like, there's plenty of grapplers. Like, oh man, there's one less zoner. There's plenty of zoners. Like, Garrus brings nothing new to the table.
Cabal Sec just woke up.
Why? Who else is like him?
Who else is like Garrus?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding?
Who?
Like, there's a lot of, if you're like, as far as like grapplers go, there's plenty of grapplers. As far as characters that run away in zone, there's plenty of those. Like, the only thing that
I'm
Garrus,
just trying to think of the grapplers. What do
Like-
you mean, people with command grabs?
yeah, like people with a command grab. Shit, there's other characters with mid grabs, right? Collector has a mid grab. Kodal has a mid grab.
Just
RoboCop
Murphy.
has a mid grab. Yeah, like,
He might as well not have it though. It sucks.
yeah, But I'm saying that there's nothing that Garrus brings to the table that's unique, and I thought the time thing was going to be that, but apparently not. So he's just like,
No, sir.
like he already does stuff that other characters already do. And I mean, like, since he's in the game, it's like whatever. Like, he's in the game. You know, it's nothing to really like I wouldn't want him removed, but he's not very unique in my opinion.
I think he fits, but that's just me.
He fits.
Garrus.
He certainly fits. I was just let down. I expected more when they initially announced him.
Expect him to be like freezing the whole screen and running around.
Yeah, like I expected a bunch of cool shit.
That would just be so cheap. They could have gotten so cheap with the time manipulation, but I think they did it fairly.
Well, he doesn't use it.
They could have been real cheap.
He doesn't use it in competitive play, so yeah, like it's not cheap because he doesn't have it.
Yeah, they all have
that's
moves
true.
that are ridiculous that they don't use in competitive.
Oh yeah, no, there's more than a few. Or shit, like Garrus's one ability where he can kind of just keep you in place.
Oh,
Like
the quicksand thing.
Yeah, that shit. Oh my god! Imagine if he actually had that.
Shang has a soul swap where he teleports with you and takes some of your health.
That shit would be so broken.
Well,
Because literally, he wouldn't even have to get close to you at all. Just keep teleporting.
you know what?
Well, I
that
mean,
does bring
You
me
can just
to
switch sides with you.
it does bring me to one point of discussion that I was thinking of bringing up is as far as the game goes, potential fourth variations and how to fix the variation system.
Mm.
Well, I'm curious about if there would be a fourth variation though, because a lot of characters don't even have enough abilities for it. Like some do. and
There's
then some
three:
don't.
Liu Kang, Collector, and Cetrion. All of their moves are available for
And all
combo
their
play.
variations.
In all of their
Yeah.
variations. In fact, Liu Kang doesn't even have enough moves to make a fourth variation without overlap.
Mm.
Whereas, like, at least with Cetrion, you could do, like, she has different buffs. Instead of having the random buff, you could build variations off of, like, specific buffs. Like,
Yeah.
Liu Kang doesn't even have enough moves to make another variation. Honestly,
Kang doesn't need anything else besides that flying kick.
well, I was thinking instead of fourth variations, if they expanded the slots to 5, I think that would solve a lot of the problems.
Mm.
So, like, hear me out on this, right? So, a lot of people are wanting, like, nerfs and buffs or adding new moves or new variations and stuff. But I think that, like, if they expanded the loadouts to be 5 moves instead of 3, that would open it up. And you could make the variations, because right now they're kind of hamstrung by the variation system in that they want every variation to be unique, so every move is unique to a variation. But if you had 5 slots to work with, you could have moves overlap in multiple variations, and it wouldn't make the variations too similar. Like, you could still have a core thing. Like, imagine if they made 5 slots and, like, Nightwolf now could have his Rising Tomahawk launcher in multiple variations, and then the differentiation would be, okay, this is the one with the grab, and then this is the one with the buff. And that way, some of these moves that people feel like should be universal could actually be kind of somewhat universal.
I don't know. If I'm being honest, I like just having 3.
3 to 5, that'd be kind of dry.
Yeah, I just like having 3 variations.
No, but I mean, not adding extra variations, adding extra moves to the variation. What I'm saying, instead of having, when I say instead of having 3 slots, like 3 moves, and then some moves take up 2 slots, having 5 moves. Some moves still takes 2 slots, but 5 moves instead of 3. And I feel like that would open up characters to be able to do more and have more depth, and certain moves that people feel are important enough that they would want them to be baseline can kind of still be baseline, and the variations would still be different enough.
Depends on which moves you would add in, I guess.
Like, okay, look at, like, for example, Kotal Khan. Like, people complain that Khan Cut should be universal, right? Because, like, he's kind of dry without his combo potential. And if he had 5 slots, then, like, Khan Cut could be on multiple variations, and they would still be the same, because Ascension would still be the one with the grab, Totemic would still be the one with cat form, and
Bullock
would still be the one with the super buffs, but they would all have the combo potential. And, they could even still have a variation without con cut if they wanted to balance it around that. But at least he wouldn't be hampered by like, oh, Ascension has con cut, so like everybody else doesn't have it, Or look at Spawn.
Bullock is useless now.
Yeah, look at Spawn. Everybody loves playing his combo variation, but he loses all utility and all the fun stuff that Spawn has, you're losing in exchange for being able to do combos. If he had 5 slots, then you could put that combo extender on other variations, like one of the other 2, to make them feel less dry and boring and have the fun combos that people like, while still having the utility that Spawn brings, the mix-ups and the fucking things like that people also enjoy about Spawn, and it'd make him feel like a more complete character.
Yeah, but Spawn only needs like 2 or 3 touches on you to win the round.
It is combo variation.
Yeah.
His other ones, his damage is super low.
His other variation is just no damage at all. I think he gets like 26% the most or something off of 2 bars.
Yeah, like I don't even think he has 2-bar combos in the other variations because he can't really launch with a bar, and all of his special moves, end with a bar. So it's not like he has 2-bar combos in the other variations.
Yeah, he can get like he can get like 26% mid screen, I think, and then he has a meterless launcher in the corner.
But I mean, like, I don't know. What do you guys think of instead of expanding to a 4th variation? If they expanded the movesets of the 3, what do you guys think?
I think if they added to 4, that might be acceptable. I think 5 would be a little ridiculous.
Yeah, same here. But then again, it would also just depend on what moves.
Well, the reason why I say 5 is because for some reason, NetherRealm waits as far as balance combo potential as if it's like some big fucking thing. In a game where most combos are very, very short, having combos is seen as like some super powerful thing to where they take 2 slots. So the reason why I said 5 is so that way like the launchers can actually be put on other variations and like it not be a problem like having to lose something. So like obviously something like Scorpion Reborn, like teleport cancel would be the thing for Reborn. But like other characters, like I said, like Spawn, where his combo extender is two slots, like that would add his combo extender to the other variations to make him less dry while still keeping each variation feeling unique.
Yeah, the one doesn't need
some
anything
characters.
else.
I feel like some characters would be really dumb though.
Yeah,
like,
but they could still balance it.
That's true. But
I
like
just wonder if we're
imagine
getting more
Bullock
nerfs.
with probably. Let's hope Upgraded gets gutted.
If
think about Bullock, right? Would Bullock be overpowered if they added con cut to it? I don't think so.
Oh, I definitely feel like it would be. He would have he would have the totems. He would literally just have to touch you once, and then he's out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it'd be kind of overpowered then.
No, because the thing is, the damage he gets post con cut is low without the command grab. So you're like thinking about it in terms of like what Ascension has, but I was like, if they added con cut to Bullock as just one of the extra slots, he would have a way to extend his combos, but really Kotal's damage comes from ending it with the command grab, which he wouldn't have in Bullock.
He has the sword grab combo that does pretty good damage.
Yeah, but the sword is overlapping
especially
with con cut. He can't have con cut and
the
sword.
Can't have both.
So like if he had con cut in like Bullock or Totemic, he'd lose his ender, but he would have an extender, and so his damage wouldn't be all that great anyways.
But then if he has any totems out, like any damage totems, like he's literally getting 35% off of one touch.
Yeah, but again, like that was what made Bullock competitive before they nerfed the shit out of him. The fact that if he got his totems out, he could get 30% with one touch. Now he can't, and people are like, people are like, Bullock's kind of trash. Like you work so hard to get these totems out, and you don't get a whole lot of a reward with it. Whereas if he had con cut in that variation, it's like you work so hard to get these totems out. Now it's time to fucking unleash.
I don't know. I feel like shit's pretty balanced at the moment, aside from like the obvious like top 5, top 7.
If they don't nerf Jackie's forward 3-1 this time, I just don't know.
They need to make that shit more. Like, why are all of her staggers like -2, -3?
Oh my god, everything, she's safe on everything.
Yeah, she has like little to no.
She can
no
literally
risk.
stagger forward 3-1 and you can't interrupt it.
Well, I think the issue with forward 3 is more of the hitbox than anything. The fact that she low crushes so much shit that you would try to do in that range. Like
Hitbox.
forward 3 outspaces jab strings and it low crushes pokes. So like literally unless you have a fast mid, once Jackie gets in, it's kind of a wash. Because
Yeah,
you can't
pretty
poke,
much.
you can't poke to stop
Can't
her
poke.
because she low profiles it, or not low profile, low crushes it. So like you can't poke and fish for a jail because she just kicks you in the face. You can't jab because it outspaces it because it's an advancing mid. So unless you have an advancing mid, like Liu Kang's forward 4, Kung Lao's forward 1, like you really don't have anything to contest Jackie. You just kind of got to wait until she's done.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
you
I mean-
gotta
all I
wait for
ever
the
did is
Jackie.
just
You gotta wait for the
like
Jackie
block.
player.
Pretty much. You just
You
have to wait
for
until
Jackie to
she
give you the opening.
overcommits.
Yeah,
But I feel
Like,
like Jackie's
it's
like
annoying.
I feel like as a topic of discussion, like there's not much left to be said about Jackie that hasn't been said over the past year. Like she's stupid, she's dumb.
She
Everybody
sucks.
kind of agrees
I know
that
she's
like,
literally been dumb since
She's
day
not
one.
cool at all.
right?
Could
Like
at least made someone cool overpowered. Like if this was like Sub-Zero or Scorpion we were talking about, that'd be like believable because it's like they've always been in the game.
right? That's the thing I liked about MK11 when it first released was that everybody kind of was settling into Sub-Zero and Scorpion being top tier, and I actually liked that. I feel
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
I feel like the poster childs, like Mortal Kombat is one game where like the poster childs have never been meta. You know,
No.
like Ryu and Ken bounce between being meta and Street Fighter, like Tekken, like Kazuya
Oh,
and
yeah.
Jin bounce around being the meta.
Ken,
but like
Ken's
in,
always been like the best. Yeah.
in Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero and Scorpion have never been the meta except for like the first 2 or 3 months of MK11.
Yeah, that's true.
Scorpion was good at the beginning.
Right?
Fucking mid teleport.
I
like,
think
ruin
they should have.
teleport.
I think they should. Those characters, like, I wouldn't have a problem with like with them being top tier. I think it's weird Mortal Kombat tournament and you watch top 8 and like there's no Scorpions or
Jackie.
Sub-Zeros. Yeah, like that's just weird to me.
It's all Jackie, Sindel, and Jade.
No, but for
Not so
any
much
game,
Jade.
even 9 and X, like you never saw Scorpions and Sub-Zeros doing all that well, all that frequently.
Aaron
There'd
Black.
be that one. There'd be that one guy that
Cowboy,
plays
yeah.
them. Yeah, they should just start putting Aaron Black on the cover of the game.
Dude, Aaron Black was so much cooler in MKX. MK11, he was literally just a cowboy.
You know
Kinda
what?
silly.
That was Ed Boon's complaint about Aaron Black. Did you guys see that interview, the 100 questions with Ed Boon?
I did not.
Oh, there was like a 100 rapid fire questions with Ed Boon where he said that his like one of the things he's disappointed with is Aaron Black. Because
He had
like
mystery. He had mystery and lore to him, and then this
that was
game,
what he said.
it's like,
That was
hey, he's a
exactly-
cowboy.
That was exactly
wow.
what he said. Because he said that like when they first initially came up with Aaron Black, he was supposed to be more of a like Mad Max style nomad fucking war boy kind of character.
Yeah, and he definitely seemed that way in MKX.
If we
Yeah.
got Mad Max, that'd be dope.
And like he said that like they kind of that his like goal with Aaron Black was to move more in the Mad Max like nomad, and like people responded so well to the one variation that had a cowboy hat that the designers ended up going forward with
God.
making him more cowboy. And
Yeah,
like,
like-
Are you kidding me?
yeah,
so
dude, it's
fu-
in the interview. He's like, yeah, dude, I wish he wasn't a cowboy. I wanted him to be more of a Mad Max character, but you know, it is what it is. And like he liked him not taking off his mask and him being more mysterious. So that's kind of funny that you mentioned that because that's how Ed Boon
Damn.
feels.
That's so disappointing, man, and it's because of that one variation.
Right?
Yeah, there's at least like 20 other characters I would have brought back before Aaron Black.
Well, I think that whole thing kind of makes a very important point that people don't realize. If Ed Boon wasn't able to make Aaron Black the way he wanted to, that just proves to me that Ed Boon isn't really the be all end all of Mortal
No.
Kombat. Like people
Yeah, he
does
act
hold
like
all
Ed
the
Boon makes
power.
every decision and he has all the power. And I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. If he didn't like Aaron Black's design and it went forward without like his approval, then that to me just means that Ed Boon really like he's not the be all.
He doesn't
end all.
control everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
he
bitch.
controls a lot, but he doesn't control that.
Kind of a little bitch about his game. Like, yeah, because people in charge of him are think fucking Jackie's the coolest.
NRS just likes to occasionally take Ed Boon out of their dungeon so he can make announcements.
Well, I think because he's the executive producer, his job is more leading the leaders of the teams. So, like, he's like, okay, we need this character done by this time. Like, okay, now the music department, we need these amount of, we need these songs, like 10 songs done within a week. Okay, come back a week later. How many songs are finished? Okay, how many characters are finished? So I imagine he's bouncing between the teams and just getting progress reports and managing them. Okay, we need this feature in. Can you get this feature in to versus
I don't
mode?
think he does that.
Well, because he's the executive producer, so that means I don't know much about game development, but I imagine it's kind of like movie development in that like the producer picks who runs the teams and then gives them carte blanche to do what they want. It's like, okay, you're in charge of sound design. Now pick your team and make sure that the sound gets done. I need 800 sound effects and grunts and things by Wednesday, and I'm going to check out Wednesday if they're done, and then I'm going to go check on the art team and make sure we have, character endings. Like, I think that's what Ed Boon does.
I think he's just a spokesperson now. He doesn't really do anything with the game.
No, I don't think he's a spokesperson. I think if anybody's a spokesperson, it's Tyler.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it being Tyler.
Like, I could see Tyler just being, like, his job is to be the spokesman. He's a community manager. His job is to reach out to the community and work with the community. So, like, Ed Boon is like an unofficial mascot of Mortal Kombat, but I think he actually has a job at NetherRealm that he does every day.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. I think he just trolls and does interviews.
Maybe. I mean, like, I think it's kind of like Stan Lee. Like, Stan Lee at Marvel. Like, he was still the editor-in-chief and had jobs that he was doing, but he also was, like, the mascot for Marvel Comics for the longest time.
But not like Todd McFarlane. That guy's like custom painting figures every day for me.
Right. But, like, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was interesting that like you felt that way about Aaron Black because that's what Ed Boon feels, and Ed Boon also wants customs and ranked, which I find interesting.
Yeah, but I guess you had an Indian already, so I guess you need a cowboy.
Okay, to be honest, I would be okay with them doing customs and ranked, but maybe make it to where there's like 2 separate leaderboards, or like. Kind of like how it's split up in casuals, like how it's optional for you to do it, like to have ranked with customs or to do it without.
I honestly, I don't want customs.
I never touch customs.
Because I can guarantee there's still going to be people that want to do it just like competitive and not with customs, I'm
against customs, and the reason why, because like a lot of people are like, how are you against customs? You think it's going to be a balance issue? And I honestly don't think it would be a balance issue. I feel like they could balance customs. The problem I have with customs is that eventually, like right now, every character has 3 variations. So there's a little bit of diversity in your character picks. If they added customs, there would be 1 variation. There would be
that too.
People would very quickly find the optimal variation, and then that's it. If you want to play Jax, like this is his build. This is what you do. That's it.
Yeah. That is true, because then everybody would essentially just have 1 variation, because everybody would just want to use that best one.
There'd be your outliers that are like, oh, I want to be unique and creative and do my own thing and like play off meta, just like there are people that pick low tier already. But at the end of the day, like people would find the most powerful optimal build, and then that would be it. And then they wouldn't be able to, I feel like they wouldn't be able to balance around that because everything that they do would have to, like, they couldn't nerf a move without it fucking up the move and making it useless.
Yeah.
Because they'd have to nerf it to the point where it wouldn't be overpowered in the optimal variation, but, like, what makes that variation overpowered is the combination of moves. So they'd have to nerf multiple moves So then, like, those multiple moves would end up being useless, and a character would just get nerfed into the ground and not even be like. It would be like MK9, where like this character's meta. Okay, next patch he's no longer meta. Like,
Yeah.
that's the problem I would have with custom variations. Is like right now you're forced to try other moves because your best moves are spread out across 3 variations. If you could have all the best moves in one variation, there'd be no more variations.
Yeah, I could see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah, because there's already like useless variations.
Yeah.
Like, I
Turn
think
variation.
the solution is either to add more slots or remove variations entirely and make everybody's move list just available at the start. Figure out a way to balance around that. I mean, if you took a character's entire slot of moves, right, all their bonus moves, and add them to their base kit and just had one complete character, they still don't have as big of a command list as they did in X.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not like, oh man, like if they added every custom move and just made one super variation with everything, it would be too many moves. It's like, no, they still wouldn't have more moves than X, and X, it was a fucking busted unga bunga mess, but I think that's just because they designed it that way. They could balance the characters around having every move.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see them balancing out. My only issue though would be it would probably just take a while. But I mean, I feel like that's fair.
I liked MK9, but I didn't like MKX.
I mean, I liked them both, but don't get me wrong, they were both definitely busted as shit. Like
Yeah, Smoke was busted at 9.
MK9 Cabal.
Right.
Freddy. Oh my god.
It's fun though.
I just miss like having combos. I think string into special move is the most lamest, boring shit. Like, honestly, like, if that's your... And I get what they're going for with this game is that you're either going to get your damage from crushing blows or combos. And then crushing blows were supposed to be the way that people who can't do combos can get their damage, but they have, like, these unique requirements. But, like, the problem is, like, it doesn't really work like that. Like, characters who have combos and crushing blows are the ones that are good, and the characters who have to rely on crushing blows are just not that good. But the characters that rely on combos can make it work.
Well, no, there's a couple crushing blow characters that work out really well. I mean, Lou's one of them.
Lou's the only one. He's the only crushing blow character.
Lou and Garrus.
Garrus I wouldn't consider a crushing blow. No, because Garrus gets his damage from combos.
Yeah, he has good combo damage, but he does have those couple good crushing blows too, like 4-2-1.
He has the forward 2-2, and that does 33% damage or 31 on its own.
Like, he's got good ones, but it's not like
grab.
Jax, where Jax doesn't get any damage without crushing blows.
His corner
imagine
hunker down. Very much.
Imagine hunker down Jax without KBs.
Like, he would be garbage. Like, Jax, to me, seems like the epitome of what they were trying to do with this game, because he's got one variation that has combos, one variation that has mix-ups, and one variation that has crushing blows.
Yeah,
and I feel like that was what they were trying to go for in this game, is that you either have combos.
Jax with fatal blow is like the best character in the whole game.
Oh my god, he's fatal. Well, the thing that pisses me off about Jax's fatal blow is Jackie has the fucking fatal blow dash punch just as a basic move, and that's like one of the best distance moves in the game.
Yeah.
And it's safe.
Safe on block, yeah.
Yeah, but it's sort of unsafe. If you read it in the neutral,
you
can duck and blow her up. I think the problem is that from mid-screen, she has a 50-50 of dash punch and back two.
Yeah,
so,
I was just about to say that. Like,
guess.
when she's in... Yeah, I was about to say that. When she's in back two range, that's when it's something to be afraid of, because then she has all those options.
Full screen blue, black.
And guess what? They're all safe.
Right? Everything is safe.
Even her stupid kicks are safe. Whatever the fuck she does.
Grease kicks aren't safe. That shit's like minus fucking a billion. You just gotta time
back for. You gotta work on chipping out though.
Yeah, but you better work on your punishment timing.
That's a Slayer tech right there. Fucking down one grease kick.
Right.
Bro.
Like if you
push you back too much to get a good counter on it.
If you're not punishing grease kick, man, that's on you, because that shit's death on block.
Yeah, like I can understand it, like when she extends it sometimes, but I don't know. I just kind of wait till she's done because I
I haven't
already
fought
know
Jackie in a while.
I'm gonna get caught.
I haven't fought Jackie in a while.
I just
Well,
wait
you're
for.
lucky.
I just wait for the 5th kick because it's 5 kicks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the launch is the 5th kick. I just wait for 5. If they don't go for the full 5 kicks, then whatever. I miss my punish. But I'm not gonna risk sticking a button out at 3 hits and then getting launched because I was wrong. I'll just wait for the 5 and get the punish, or let her get away with murder because it's Jackie and I'm not an idiot.
Character is so ridiculous.
I can just stand 4.
I feel like when it came out, they had Jax like better than Jackie when it came out, but then they were like, "Oh wait, Jackie needs to be the best ever."
I think even with first round, Jackie was better.
Oh.
I feel like
Her
Jackie's the troll
1-1.
character.
She is.
I feel like they make
She's a
Jackie
troll
OP
character,
on
but she's
purpose
really
because
good.
people hate her. Because
I can
look
see
at
that.
in MKX when she was full auto and she was just
Everybody hated her.
Everybody fucking hated her because she was like this fucking annoying fucking oppressive zoner. And so in 11 they were like, okay, we're gonna make her the exact opposite, this annoying oppressive rushdown character, but we're still gonna make her like equal parts annoying, just from a different
Literally.
range.
It's just
But
you guys didn't like her as a zoner. Well, now we're gonna make her twice as annoying as Rushdown. Like, really? Come on.
Right? Like,
if they would have just made her Jax though, like she would probably be acceptable.
Probably. But then there would be the problem that she's just Jax.
Well, I mean, if they didn't have her and just had her as Jax,
I was gonna say seems like Jackie is problematic no matter how you put her in.
I think they do that on purpose.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Because when they nerfed full auto into the ground,
just want to hurt
she was still a decent character. She just wasn't spammy, and then people kind of mellowed out on Jackie. Like, they didn't have to make full auto stupid, and they didn't have to make upgraded stupid, but they did on purpose. And I think it's just because I think somebody at NetherRealm thinks it's hilarious that Jackie is this fucking annoying fucking troll character that everybody hates, and everybody likes a villain. I think it's like with Devora killing fan favorites in the story. Like, that's just how they're going to be doing things. Jackie's going to be irritating in the meta, and Devora's going to kill your favorite character in the story. And that's Mortal Kombat going forward.
Devora literally just exists to kill off main characters for no reason.
Pretty much. I like Devora. Even as a Melina fan, I love Devora. I love them both.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Devora is definitely a cool addition, but fuck Devora.
I thought Devora was the best character they added in X as far as like the new characters. I thought she was the coolest, most unique thing.
Yeah, we needed someone that did bugs.
Not just bugs, just an ugly woman. Girls in fighting games are always waifus. I was like, dude, MK needs to add like somebody was like, MK needs a fat chick and a grandma. And I was like, dude, I'd fucking main grandma. Like, if there was a grandma character, just an old woman that was like badass. Like, imagine like a Michelle Yeoh from like, Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger, how she was like the kung fu grandma. Like,
no, they would have to bring back Blanche from MKX.
Yeah, but make her like a kung fu grandma. Like, I'd be fucking.
She already
down to
had
play
the hands. She already got the hands, so she's good to go.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd play kung fu grandma.
Unrepresented, especially in the DLC, they're unrepresented because we get all these guest DLC guys that are just guys. Like, why can't we get like a girl DLC character, like a Celine from Underworld or Ripley or something?
I've literally been talking with a friend about that for so long. Celine in an MK game would be so cool.
Yeah,
like literally everything she does fits the criteria. Like, she's really strong. She's a vampire, and hot. The guns. Like, she literally has everything that people.
Yeah, she has guns. That's a DLC guest character requirement now. Is you have to have a gun.
Yeah.
Celine is just such a badass character. Like, I would love to have her in a game. Like, I can't even imagine what her kit would be.
And she doesn't wear a bikini too. She wears a full bodysuit that's covered from her neck down. So that's another requisite for female characters in MK11.
Yeah, I heard she has a
Celine would be so cool.
The actress.
Like that, like if you want to be a female in MK, you can't like have any skin showing. And if you want to be a guest character DLC, you have to have guns, and you have to be in an R-rated movie. So there you go. Celine works.
Celine works, but yeah, I don't like Blender. I mean, unless they own the rights, I don't know if
Yeah, I feel like that would be the only thing. It would probably be getting the
No,
rights would be a nightmare.
They don't have a problem. Dude, if they were able to get fucking Stallone and Rambo in the game, I don't think there's a
Okay,
problem.
yeah.
Fucking Kate
Yeah, I was about to
Beckinsale.
say, never mind.
Kate
Yeah,
Beckinsale, who hasn't been in a movie in 10 years, like, didn't she, like, kind of quasi-retire to take care of her kids? I think that was, like, the last I heard of her is that she quit acting to just be a stay-at-home mom, which, you know, more power to her. But, like, it's not like Kate Beckinsale is some A-list actor that's going to cost fucking $4 or $5 million just to get her in the fucking recording booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
and
she
then,
made
too,
her
who
money
doesn't
off
want to
of
be
being
an
a-
MK?
She
Like, who
made her
doesn't
money
want to be
off
an
Underworld
MK?
and quit.
Yeah,
I think
can't
Kate
even blame her,
Beckinsale
shit.
could get in this game. I think that they could get her, and I think she'd be down to do it.
Dude, I'm like just imagining it in my head, dude, like with the voice acting and then like all the possible customization options, and like I can't even imagine how good her toolkit would be. Her normals would probably be really cool.
She's got to have that
Yeah, it
tight
would just be
ass, though.
fun.
She's got to have that
If
tight
she-
body.
If she's better than Jackie, I'm okay with that.
Man, I wouldn't
Dude,
even care. I would just want her to be fun.
If they add
Like, she
Kate
would be so
Beckinsale,
cool.
they have to have a line. Somebody in her intro has to talk about how tight her body is, like in Click. Remember,
That would definitely be Kano.
in Click. What was this? The fucking god or whatever was always talking about how tight his wife's body was. And I'm like, dude, if you get Kate Beckinsale, you've got to talk about her tight body.
Yeah.
Because they already reference other movies.
Must.
Like Arnold has shit referencing The Running Man.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, you've got to reference Kate Beckinsale's other movies. You've got to reference Click if you get Kate Beckinsale in the game.
Man, I've only really seen her in Underworld, but to be honest, I'm okay with that.
You've never
Her role in
seen
Underworld
Click?
was so
Go watch
cool.
Click. No, just go watch that. It's on Netflix.
The Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, it's one of Adam Sandler's best movies.
I was like, I thought you were talking about something like that comedy movie.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
comedy movie. But Kate Beckinsale is in it, and she has a tight body. Her body is so tight. I was sitting here looking at your wife.
Okay.
Look
Maybe
at
it's
your
like,
wife
okay.
with a tight body.
I'll watch it just for that.
Yeah, dude, you'll like it. You'll love it. It's Kate Beckinsale in her prime.
Christopher Walken distracted me.
Yeah, if anybody's going to distract you from Kate Beckinsale, it would be Christopher Walken talking about how tight her body is.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
like
don't know,
any
man.
Adam Sandler movie.
You don't like Adam Sandler movies?
I say I like any Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, at least his old stuff. I can hear the argument for his new stuff, but his old stuff was pretty damn good.
I'll watch his new stuff and still want.
Some of
Fuck,
it
dude, we
was
should get
questionable.
Adam Sandler for fucking Combat Pack 3.
Give it
You know what I'm saying?
fucking Billy Madison or something.
Right?
Okay, but
he
my
called
thing
the
is-
shit poop. That would be
My-
one of his catchphrases. Like after,
My main question, though, Badger, would you be ready to watch Adam Sandler die, though?
yes, absolutely. Everyone must die.
No hesitation. Yes.
Yeah, no. Dude, I've been the biggest fucking cheerleader for getting Mr. T in the game because I'm a huge fan of Mr. T, and I would totally be down with watching Mr. T get his head cut off. As long as I had the power to cut off other heads with Mr. T as well. I think fair is fair.
Fair
One of
enough.
his fatalities be called I pity the fool. Something would have to be called I pity.
No, his fatality would be dropping the A-Team van on him. Like
That
he would
would
go
definitely
finish
be one
him,
he
and then the
says.
van just it comes. You hear a engine motor off screen. And it goes dun 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 dun, and then
Or
the
his-
van drops on him. Dun dun dun.
Or his friendship is just the A-Team intro.
He would
Right?
definitely say, I pity the fool after a brutal. He would definitely say it.
Right.
That would be
Like-
the perfect time for him to say it.
I would if Mr. T gets added to the game, I would instantly main Mr. T.
Give him
Instantly,
Spawn's guns that miss all the time.
right? Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, they need
another
to
thing.
fix
Mr.
V1
T,
Spawn.
he's from the '80s and he uses guns, so he fits a lot of the DLC criteria. '80s action
Yeah.
hero plus guns.
But, it has to be
Damn, he
something
really
brutal,
does. He
though.
fits all the criteria.
It has to be something brutal though.
I'm telling you, dude, hitting him with a fucking van—that's pretty brutal.
No, I mean the show has to be movie. He's
Like he was in Rocky.
Good enough.
You know, like
Not good enough now.
Andy,
I
like,
got-
dude, I want Mr. T. If he gets added to the game, one of his moves, I already thought of it, is like, because I don't know if you guys are old enough, but Mr. T used to have a cereal, and it was it was like basically Captain Crunch but with T's, and like I was like, dude, he's got to have a move where he hits him with a box of cereal. Like
Oh, yeah,
that's
I've
got to
seen
be a
that.
move where he hits you with his
Or
Mr. T
brutality.
cereal. Like I was just imagine like him like pulling out a box of cereal and like eating the cereal and then like throwing cereal in your face and it stuns you like Johnny Cage's camera flash and it gives him an unbreakable combo extender. Like
well, in Injustice 2, they had Ninja Turtles, and one of their moves was eating pizza and throwing it at you.
right? Like
was...
Mr. T needs to have a cereal move. Like that's got to be a thing. He's got to hit you with cereal. That's otherwise it doesn't count. So fake Mr. T. It's like Arnold not voice acting his own fucking character in this game. Mr. T without cereal is not Mr. T.
They can delete Terminator since he doesn't have his voice. Fine with that.
No, I wouldn't mind.
I kind of like his play style, but it's just not Arnold.
Mix.
I like the Destroyer variation. It's kind of fun.
I like a character that's based on mix, but I feel like one-dimensional characters don't really work in this game unless they're Jackie. Jackie seems to be the only one-dimensional character that actually like works within the game. Every other character has.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm saying like name one-dimensional character, like as far as like the ranges and their overall strategy that is meta. Like Joker is not really one-dimensional. Like yeah, he's got the bomb mix-ups, but he can be played at many ranges. He's not useless at long range, and like he's got ways to fight at in different situations. Whereas Jackie is just like one-dimensional. Get in, rush, frame trap, like catch them pressing, stagger. Like that's it. That's all she does. And like everybody else who's one-dimensional like that doesn't fucking work.
Mm-hmm. Like you don't think Sindel works like that?
No, because Sindel, I wouldn't consider Sindel as part of the like overall meta. Like Sindel's mid-tier. She's mid-tier, but like I don't feel like Sindel is like top tier.
Sindel's definitely not mid-tier.
I think Sindel's mid-tier. I think
he's definitely high tier.
All right, like I think that right now online, like people are getting away with murder with her, but like, dude, she had been out for a long fucking time when we were still having offline tournaments. If she was as overpowered as people are saying, she would have seen tournament results. People would have picked her. Like Sonic Fox is a well-known tier whore. Sonic Fox would have played Sindel if Sindel was as cheap as people said.
Who's winning the most tournaments, though?
Like, they're all online tournaments. Nobody gives a shit. You can get away with a 25-frame fucking overhead from fucking full screen online. You can't get away with that shit offline.
Is it safe to say it's mostly Jackie winning?
Like, I think Jackie isn't really winning a lot of online competitions because the execution with her is so high that, like, online lag is one of the things that's kind of a double-edged sword for Jackie. Like, Jackie is so broken that she can work in lag, but like on the flip side, if you get a little bit of lag, it could cause you to drop a lot of your fucking shrapnel combos.
Who cares? You're playing Jackie. Fuck your shrapnel.
Well, I think what it is with Jackie is that people are intimidated by the execution, so a lot of people aren't trying her. Like, why am I going to sit there and practice my ass off to get these Jackie combos to work when I can just go and it's an online tournament, so I can just pick something stupid like Sindel or Aaron Black and just hit people with mix-ups that don't work offline but work online? And, like, why would I need to practice for that? Like, I could spend a month practicing Jackie or I can abuse online. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
Upgrade Jackie just like hurts my thumbs. I don't mean like playing that shit. That's fucking. You gotta. It's just constant special moves you gotta enter. Special move into string. Special move into string. Special move into. That's all you do the whole time, and it's like I don't know how people wear out their thumbs like that with Jackie.
Well, I think that's why you don't see her online a lot. You're not seeing her in online competition because of that.
I'm really happy though that Jackie has, or at least upgraded, has some degree of execution. So that not everybody can just pick her up, because Jesus, man, I would hate like every fight being Jackie. And at least I can fight Scorpions here and there, even though like I fight way too much Scorpion.
Because I
haven't even lost that matchup in a while. I haven't lost a Scorpion. Yeah, Fernando does fight Jackie.
And he plays Jackie,
Fernando, I haven't seen him in a while.
But he does get bored after a couple hours, and he switches to Scorpion.
Yeah.
Or he says he's bored. But it's like, his thumbs are probably getting worn out from doing that upgraded bounce hop into special string every second of the round.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind characters having like execution I think that there's like a happy bonus or a happy balance in this game as far as like characters with high execution versus characters without it. Like, I'm not a fan of characters with high execution, but I know that they have their fans, and I feel like a fighting game should at least have a character that does that. But I think that's why Jackie isn't really dominating a lot of the online competitions. Has nothing to do with whether or not she's overpowered. If offline competitions were happening right now, people would be running Jackie like crazy. People would put in the time.
I can beat a shitty Jackie.
Some people, like, they definitely, like, complain about Jackie's execution being too hard when the reality of it is, like, when you look at previous games, like, Jackie's execution really isn't that bad. It's more so just the muscle memory of doing it over and over. Like,
right?
A lot of people
constantly doing it.
Because, like, yeah, a lot of people seem to get that mixed up. Like, nah, execution and muscle memory are two different things, my friend.
Yeah, like Jackie doesn't have anything that's harder to execute than what was it? Flame Fist Liu Kang that had the fucking run or Predator with the fucking run cancel, fucking shoulder cannon shit where you had to run cancel it on like frame 1 to get the link to work. Like Jackie doesn't have any of that shit. Like if you think Jackie is high execution, you never played X.
That was how I found out about Destroyer was his Predator. His Predator in MKX was so good. I loved watching that shit.
Right, that fucking shoulder can, and then, like it just points at you, and then he dash cancels it, and you're like, oh wow, that was quick.
Yeah,
that shit was hard. I mained Predator for a while in X, and I could never get that down pat. Like I could never get it down perfectly.
I love Predator and Tremor. Tremor is such a cool character. They redesigned him so well.
I think all
Especially
the ninjas got redesigned well, because I honestly hate the palette swap ninjas. Everybody always asks for the fucking MK3 fucking costumes, and I want Ermac and Reptile and Noob Saibot in every fucking game, and honestly, I hated the palette swap ninjas. I thought it was kind of like lame, like, oh, he's just blue? Oh, this guy's just red?
And then they gave them like their own designs and everything. It was so good.
I never thought Ermac was cool until they made him a mummy. And then I was like, this is fucking dope, dude. Ermac's a mummy? That's fucking tight. He's not just a red ninja.
Like, Ermac became so sick.
You know, like, people are always asking for Ninja Reptile to come back, like Human Reptile. And I'm like, Human Reptile's boring. If I want to play a ninja, there's, like, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Like, Reptile being a lizard makes him unique. There's no other lizard in the game. So, like, there's tons of humans. Like, why do people want Human Reptile back so bad? And I'm like,
When did we have full reptile? When did we have full lizard reptile?
That was MK4 was the first time he was full lizard.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was a while back.
Yeah, MK4 was the first game he was a lizard.
Now they keep going back to human reptile.
Well, he's been a lizard ever since. Like, I think MK9 was the only time he had, like, the human skin, and it was just the classic MK ninja skin. Was the only last time he was human reptile. Other than that, he was always a lizard ever since MK4. And I prefer him that way. It makes him unique. I don't want to play another fucking ninja. This is Mortal Kombat. There's like fucking 10 ninjas.
He's a lizard dressed up as a ninja. What's hard to get about that?
Like, yeah, make him a lizard. Like, when they made Noob Saibot a Grim Reaper and, like, Ermac a mummy and Reptile a lizard, that's when I was like, all right, man, the palette swap ninjas are cool. Like, bring them back.
Came out so cool.
Made Rain a prince.
They would have made a Grim Reaper ninja out of Noob. Like, that's so fucking cool.
Right? Like,
Rain, they just made a prince.
Yeah, I was, like, arguing with somebody on Reddit the other day because, like, everybody, like, people try to argue with me on lore, and I'm like, dude, don't fuck with me. Like, somebody was saying, like, oh, it's, like, fine that, like, because I guess the big argument with Prince is that he's, like, Arab now, and people are, like, mad that he looks like an Arab, which in the original game, he always had darker skin.
Rain.
He always had darker skin. In MK3, he had, like, tan skin. But, like, the only argument I could find against Rain being Arab-looking is that he's supposed to be Kitana's brother and Sindel's son. And I was like, well, but, like, you don't know much about his father. And, like, the one game that you see him, he was wearing a hood. So his dad could have been, like, an Arab.
Yeah.
The only thing we know is that...
could have been anybody.
Yeah. So, like, the only thing that we know is that, like, he's Kitana's half-brother and Sindel's son out of wedlock. And this guy was arguing with me on Reddit, saying, oh, he's not related to Kitana in any way, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, have you not played these games? Like, that was in his MK3 fucking intro, or his, like, bio, is that he's Kitana's brother. Like, he's always been Kitana's brother. How do you not know that?
He looks the same tone as Jade, though.
He does.
He kind of does.
But the thing is, just because he's Katana's brother and Sindel's son doesn't mean he can't be dark skinned. Like, his dad could be dark. We don't know anything about his dad except for, like, the few cutscenes he's in Armageddon. And even then, you don't even get a good look at him.
I hate how we never got a Shao Kahn and Sindel kid.
Like, I don't know. And plus, his dad is a elder god, right?
How come we don't have
god?
a Shao Kahn Sindel kid? What is that?
Maybe it's Reptile, because he's a lizard.
A little mini Shao or something.
Says Reptile.
Reptile is their kid.
No, it would be something cooler, I think.
Like, I don't know. I think Shao Kahn and Sindel having a kid would be cool, but like they never did that because of the retcon until recently. Now they can add Shao Kahn and Sindel's kid, but like for the majority of Mortal Kombat, Sindel was never really into Shao Kahn. It was always implied that he kind of like raped her and took her as his wife against her will.
But now
she's like all about the Shao Cock. But back in the like MK3 days, that was like her ending, was that she always hated Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn's a pimp.
Yeah, like they made Sindel like she was taken against her will, and then she had to be a badass to get away from Shao and all that shit. And then this one, she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a gold digger. I want power, and I'm just gonna kill everybody that's against me." Haha. Like, you're not interesting. Stop.
I actually really enjoyed their like love story in MK11.
It was cute.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. That part was cool. Like, I actually did enjoy that part. But like, her overall retcon was kind of like
the best. The best part is when they're on the ship and he goes, "Let the women handle their talk." And you and me. Let the women prattle. He says,
and then you
like
see,
that.
and then you just see Kotal's head fly off the boat.
Right.
He breaks Lou's legs and shit.
It's like that Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
Quiet, Lois. Men are talking. I like the retcon. I like Sindel being evil. I feel like Mortal Kombat like doesn't have enough evil women.
Yeah, no, like I'm not opposed to Sindel's retcon, but I just like if I had to pick between the two, I would pick original Sindel. But retcon Sindel is also cool.
Sindel's just like funny, like Shao Kahn is. Though I like their lines. They have good lines.
Yeah, like
Me too.
That too with like personality wise, like her and Shao really fit together with her retcon.
Yeah, I like it. I like it better. I like it better than her being an anti-hero, because this is Mortal Kombat. Everybody's an edgelord anti-hero. I felt like Sindel just being straight up evil, like it works. Like, name the evil females in Mortal Kombat lore. It's like Melina, Devora,
Tanya?
Sindel. Like, that's it.
Well, who was the yellow one?
Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya. I don't even know what Tanya's supposed to be. She's all over the place.
She's an Adenian.
Well, what's Natara? Or does she even count because she hasn't been in a game for a
Natara wasn't evil. She was a vampire, but she was an anti-hero. Because Natara's story was trying to separate.
Bad, but she wasn't.
Scarlet.
Scarlet, I wouldn't even consider evil. She's just an anti-hero, really.
Well, she works for Shao Kahn. She's evil.
Yeah,
I guess
her
to some extent.
Bad, but
Devora.
She had no character development until 11. So like
Jackie is just the villain of the game.
Right. She's just the villain of the meta. But like you look at it and it's like even like Tira couldn't really consider you, because like when Tira was added to the game, Cabal was taking the Black Dragon in a more anti-hero direction, so she ended up not even really being evil. Like there's very few evil women in Mortal Kombat. So like Sindel being evil, I'm cool with that.
I'd say Scarlet's evil.
Yeah, now like she had no character building in 9. She was just a DLC with no story. So like yeah, again like Sindel, Melina, and Devora are like, and I guess you could add Scarlet now, but like that's it as far as like villainesses in Mortal Kombat lore.
Shiva's not evil, I guess.
No, she's not.
No, she was good.
She's an anti-hero. She's
Wasn't she evil in like a past one?
No. She was always just Sindel's protector, and in previous games, she was Sindel's protector because she knew Sindel was a good person at heart, and that's why she was so loyal to Sindel. But now that they retconned Sindel to being evil, it's like it kind of throws that in the for a loop. that like, okay, that was Shiva's motivation, was because she saw the good in Sindel that no one else did. But now that Sindel has no good in her and she's just pure evil, it kind of makes Shiva look like a dumbass.
See,
I wonder if they'll
that's the
add
one
more
thing.
story with
That's
Ultimate.
that's the thing with her retcon, with Sindel's retcon. That part fucking hurt me, man. I was like, wait, but what about Shiva?
Right?
Uh,
I mean, Shiva's
like,
cool, but like,
she was
I
a
feel like that was
queen.
part. I feel like that was just part of Shiva. That's kind of like missing now, is her relationship with Sindel. But she has more story opportunities, so she'll be okay.
Yeah, because she's
Well-
queen of the Shokan, but the
Yeah.
evil Shokan was Ro and Kentaro or something.
I don't have a problem with the retcon because of the whole multiverse thing now. Like, I feel like everything is fucking canon and nothing fucking really matters.
Nothing
like,
matters now.
like there is a timeline where Sindel is good and there's a timeline where Sindel is evil, so they can do whatever they want now with the timey-wimey shit.
Yeah, just make her evil.
We need more evil bitches in Mortal Kombat. I think that's why everybody was shitting about Melina. They're like, yeah, Sindel's
Probably.
fine, but we need evil bitches.
Yeah, I don't know who they would add. That's
Unless it's Serena. If they made Serena bad, I'll riot.
Serena should be evil. Dude, that
No,
was her whole thing.
Oh,
like,
Serena.
Like, that was her whole thing, was that she was a servant of Shinnok, and her boyfriend is fucking Noob Saibot. Like, dude, if they made Serena a good guy, that would be the dumbest shit, just because of all the fucking thirsty motherfuckers.
See, if they bring her back, I don't know how Serena's relationship will work, though, because I remember in Cabal's Tower ending, she was with Cabal.
Yeah,
so I have
they
no
got-
idea how that's going to work.
I felt that was just.
But that's if
Easter
that's
egg.
canon.
Well, since it's
Yeah.
Rain and Melina, and they're both probably evil, I think that's going to be part of some new story they're going to introduce
Yeah, that could be
with
true.
Ultimate.
If they add Serena and they don't make her Noob Saibot's girlfriend, and they make her like Cabal's girlfriend, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Cause I'm like, yo, man, my boy B-Han gotta get that goth pussy. B-Han gotta
No,
get
he
that goth
don't.
pussy.
He's too dead to care about that.
No, he's
He just
not.
wants souls.
No,
Noob,
And he
Noob's
wants
a
her
dead
soul.
dick, isn't he?
It doesn't matter. He needs to
Noob's a
wax
dead
that
dick.
ass.
He don't do nothing.
No, Noob Saibot and Serena. That's canon. Like, they need to. Dude, and that would be so shitty if they brought back that character, right? They brought back Serena after all this time, and like they don't even reference like her lore with Noob Saibot. Because I feel like there's a lot of people that are Serena fans just because she's the goth waifu, but I also feel like a lot of people like Serena because of her position in the lore as being like Noob Saibot's girlfriend.
Yeah, I just like Serena overall. She's just really fucking cool.
Well, yeah, she's the goth waifu.
Yeah.
I want Serena back, but only if she's Noob's girlfriend.
Only if she's like.
Because if
getting
I'm not
on with
mistaken, she's the only female that was in the Brotherhood of Shadows, right?
No, Tanya.
Okay, Tanya. Yeah, that's right. Tanya was in there too.
Tanya was.
See what I
in-
mean?
in
Tanya's that weird
MK4.
character.
No, Tanya's pure evil. Like she's evil. I wouldn't
She's
call
like a
Tanya
trickster.
an anti-hero. No, she's evil. Like in Mortal Kombat 4, she was the member of the Brotherhood of Shadows betraying Outworld so that way the Netherrealm could take over it. And her whole thing was deceiving Liu Kang because she knew that if she separated Edenia from Outworld, Outworld would become weaker. So like that was her story, was separating Edenia from Outworld to weaken Outworld so the Netherrealm could come and just take everything. And her deal with Shinnok was that when Shinnok conquers everything, she would get Edenia to herself. And that's why she was with Shinnok and evil in MK4. And she's just never been a good guy since. Like, she's just always been evil.
Yeah.
Like,
Shaking my head, Tanya.
Tanya's dope, man. Like,
No, Tanya is definitely an awesome character.
I wish they did more with her. Like, I kind of understand the frustrations a lot of people have is like, oh man, every game, like the story revolves around like Johnny Cage, Sonya, and Liu Kang. And it's like, you know, there's so many cool characters that they don't really do a whole lot with. So I'm with people on that.
If they would have made the story about like Scorpion or something, that would have been pretty cool.
I don't know why they don't just make Scorpion the main character. Like,
He already is.
like he's
the
like
poster boy.
he's the poster boy of the franchise.
And they
He's
kill
like
him
the
off.
most popular character, and yet like the main character is Liu Kang and Johnny Cage, like just because of
Yeah.
nostalgia from MK1 and the movie. But
Yeah,
like,
if
I
the
think
movie was
Scorpion
about,
should
like-
be the main character.
If the movie was about like Scorpion or something, that would have been way sicker.
Well, Scorpion had the best fight scene.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
fight scene with Johnny Cage
Johnny
was the best. That shit was tight.
I was actually watching the second one again. There's actually some really good fights in it too, like the Sub-Zero when he fights on the bridge and he fights Scorpion on the
I think
bridge.
that was the only good fight scene in my.
That was a
opinion.
really good one. Oh, there's another one. Cyrax when he fights Jackson.
I liked Sonya mud wrestling with Melina because I watched that movie when I was like 13 years old or
That was
whatever.
a good one too.
So like,
that's-
I enjoyed
pretty
that
good.
for reasons that 13-year-old boys would enjoy it.
The second one?
Yeah, MK Annihilation, the Sonya
I
Melina
thought the
fight.
second one was good besides killing Johnny Cage at the beginning, even though I don't like Johnny Cage that much. But
Because Johnny Cage was
Yeah.
like the coolest character in the first movie.
he was the comic relief for the movie. Why wouldn't you keep him on there?
Right?
He was.
Like, I didn't hate Annihilation, but I
could've been
only
done
watch
better.
it for the memes.
Yeah, could have been done better.
We really have
Well-
a knack for going overtime.
Right? Oh,
I like
yeah.
how I never even noticed it until it hits like 15 to 20 minutes later.
Having such a good
Right.
conversation didn't even know.
I mean, that's how a podcast is supposed to work. When the conversation just flows and you lose track of time, you've got to imagine that the listeners are losing track of time as well. So that to me means like good podcast.
Success.
Are we gonna do this tournament at 11?
Yeah. So those of you that don't know, I'm entering a fucking Slayers tournament. We'll probably discuss that on the next podcast. So we're gonna call the podcast here, I guess, to get prepared for this tournament, a team tournament. I don't know. I signed up when I was half asleep. So
2 versus 2, me and Badger versus whoever.
right.
Oh,
So-
Averk and Sonic Fox are partnering up in the competition.
Oh, so we're gonna fight
Ready?
Averk and Sonic Fox. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I saw them sign up for it. Yeah, have fun with those two.
That'll
Yeah,
be fun.
it'll
That'll
fun.
be all right. That'll be all right. It's Slayers tournament. We'll be fine.
something to do for the stream.
I don't even think that we would be on stream for Slayer's tournament, if anything. I don't even think
We'll be on
Slayer
your
knows
stream.
I entered. I should probably like DM him and be like, "Hey, I'm in your tournament."
Cool.
Like-
Have fun fighting Averk.
Right. So, anyways,
Oh.
shout outs to your social media guys.
Go ahead, Creative.
All right, well, you can find me on Twitch, creative_royalty, and then my Twitter, since somebody already took my name, is creative sucks with an X. So yeah.
And I am rocking polos. I am always rocking polos, no matter what tag I'm on. It is always rocking _ on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
There we go. And I am SoCal Honey Badger, and you can find me in the club, Bottle Full of Bubs. Mommy, I got that X if you're into taking drugs. I'm into having sex. I'm not really into making love. So you're
50.
free to give me a hug if you're into getting rough.
And I also like to party.
We
Right?
love 50 Cent quotes.
50
Good
Cent for
podcast.
fucking Combat Pack 3. He's got guns. And he was in an action movie.
Right, good cast. See you later, guys.
See you guys later.
Later, guys.